we have the Euros and the Russians, which you disrespectfully include in Europe, but we'll cover it all. Let's start with the actual Europe.
We only have Russians.
We have one guy. We got one guy.
Ohgren's still hurt.
What?
Ohgren's still hurt.
He still exists. He's progressing, right?
He is a great guy that I'm sure is continuing to progress in his rehab, but he's still injured. I think
he is a humanitarian.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. All right, moving over to Russia.
Moving on to Russia, which isn't part of Europe. Probably, kind of, not sure. They're not allowed to be part of NATO, so they're not.
So we don't give a shit.
All right. Russia. I mean, we've got the expected guys, right? Who do you want to start with?
The guy that's playing the most often, it would be Khusnutdinov, and he has fit right in Sochi. Another assist the other day. Exactly what he was doing with SKA last year. And again, like he's flashing the offense, but he's always done, he's playing such a well-rounded pro game. Like I was wondering what it would look like because Sochi was so fucking bad last year, but they had Michkov. They also made, I can't remember the kids' names, but they've made a few other trades too that they're a pretty fun team to watch now. And they have sick jerseys, by the way. But he's clipping right around like a point every other game, but then he'll have one game where he might have like 3 points. Again, like they played SKA a couple weeks ago, and of course he had the assist, I think, on the game-winning goal, which was just like, suck on that, you absolute pigeons over there in SKA. But god damn it, does he look good. And I don't care if he ends up playing center. I don't care if he ends up playing wing. This is a kid that will be in the NHL sooner than later, and he is going to have a long career. And another player that we can use the word reliable. Like whatever you need done on the ice, whatever the situation calls for, he is more than able to do it for you. And that's just what he's doing with Sochi too. And again, because they've made like other trades, he's not just like on an island by himself. And like there's games where he's not even playing the same line as Michkov. And by the way, Michkov is once again just eviscerating, like in terms of just raw production. Like they're not a good team, but they're a fine team. Like they're not getting blown out every game, but Michkov is scoring. They're pretty much in all the games that they play, but Michkov is doing his thing again. But even not playing on the same line every game, they're both producing. But yeah, no, I was absolutely perplexed by SKA refusing to play Khusnutdinov as if he was, like a draft eligible. Like, well, no, we can't possibly let you play. I still don't understand how he got that treatment. I don't know why they did that. I don't know if it had actually anything to do with him, like definitely coming over to North America after the season, but the trade happened and it looks like a great thing for Khusnutdinov, specifically for his development. But, I think with how crazy this year's got, it's almost like Khusnutdinov's kind of a bit forgotten in terms of like the prospect landscape, because now there are so many guys playing college hockey too. But he's looked phenomenal for SKA. And I have to say it every time, I would pay to watch a bag skate of Khusnutdinov because he is he floats. It's crazy. There's like four guys. I'm like, I'd pay to watch a bag skate. I'm like, I'd pay $20. Like,
tell me the other three.
What? Brodin, Makar, and then just because how funny it probably is, Ryan Reeves.
I knew you were gonna fucking say Reeves as soon as you said as funny as it would be. God damn it, you're an asshole.
He's just like shaking his gloves at the ground. He's like, I'll fucking fight the ground. At least no one gets hurt when he's on.
Now, hang on though. I feel like so I'm gonna throw in a crazy one, because partially a comedic effect due to position, partially due to the person that's blowing the whistle. Give me a Carter Hart bag skate.
I mean,
seeing a goalie get bag skated by John Tortorella, come on.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view.
And by the way, if I wanted to go like not joke, the other one would be McKinnon because I bet you if he's getting bag skated, he's still like doing the high stepping in absolute Clydesdale mode where he's just like it is when he just like picks up the puck, he's like he's like floating in the like, oh fuck.
Dude, well, no, so this will shock you, but like I actually played goalie for a couple of years.
Oh hell yeah.
So like bizarre because like we'd play mini hockey right back before like anyone like had any size, and I was actually like a real late bloomer. Like I was pretty small, and so like I was really good at mini hockey goalie, and they had this little session where they're like, oh, come out and like try goalie for free, and I went out and did it. I was good at it apparently, and they're like, awesome, so you're trying out as a goalie. I'm like, what?
No.
And so I did, and I played it for a couple years, and like literally we'd get bag skated, and I would like be like middle of the pack with the leg pads, and that's why like I've got big like lacrosse hockey legs. I'm not a good skater at all. My like technique is abhorrent, but I can push really hard. That's all I got.
It's just power. It's just power. It's just raw power.
It's pure power.
Yeah.
Like it's gotten better, but at one point, like it was like I tried to run on skates, and it's like that's not the way to do
it. Yeah, well, this isn't it.
This is not it. But holy shit. We have just one more Russian left, correct? Or am I forgetting someone? I can only think of Danila Yurov.
We've got 1.75
because he's 1.75 or who's 7.5?
No, because Yurov is 1. Firstov is 0.5, and then technically because they still have his rights, Matvey Guskov is still like a quarter.
Oh, okay. I for sure thought you were gonna come up with why can't I think of his name now? I always forget his goddamn name.
Svetlikov?
Milkshake cheeseburger.
Oh my god, Hovanov.
Hovanov, yes. I forgot about Guskov. First off, I would have thought would have been the 0.25 just because like no shot in hell he's coming back.
It is I don't even know if Hovanov's like playing hockey. I couldn't tell you. Number one, if he's still playing, and number two, if so, could not fucking tell you what team he's on.
If there is a hockey version of the Flint, Michigan Tropics, that is where he plays.
What do you think? Can you imagine, like, specifically a Russian version of the Tropic?
My God.
I said the Tropic Thunder again. I always do that. The Flint Tropics, I always say the Tropic Thunder, which is just not the same thing.
It's just because you support blackface, so.
Oh, Jesus. God damn it. But just, I'm trying to think of like the Russian version of the Flint Tropics, like what the gimmicks would be at the games. They would, well, fighting a bear probably is actually that's accurate. Fighting Dewey the bear is definitely going on at that game.
Except it's like a way more intense bear. This is not a domesticated bear. Like this is like full out grizzly bear.
Yeah, no, the whole point, it doesn't go well. That's the entire point of them. It's actually a public sacrifice.
There isn't actually a hockey game. It's literally gladiator. You're just on an ice sheet with a grizzly bear, and it's who can survive the longest will pull you off the rink.
Yeah, it's good. It's fine. It's good. It's all right.
Nick Anderson is correct. Lacrosse episode would be great. We can get Sarah to come on finally. She said she'd come on once to just ridicule your straw obsession, but that just died.
Whatever. Yeah. She buzz off, Griffin.
We'll record live from the drop.
Yeah. All right, we should probably continue on here. And it's good timing because
talking about Danila Yurov, right?
Danila Yurov, yep. It's interesting. He like, I don't know if he's had like a few minor injuries, but like randomly he'll play a really good game and then he's like not in the lineup, but they don't say anything, and then he's back in and he lights it up. And that's what happened today. I think he missed the game before today's game, and I just can't find anything about like any injuries or whatever. But he comes back today, 2 assists and another in a 6-3 win. He's got 15 points, which I believe now surpasses his point total from last year. I believe I might be wrong on that. But today too, he was playing second line center for them. Like, but I just love that they've tried him in different places. Like, it's the actual complete opposite of last year, where they were just like not letting him play. This year, not only is he just like playing normal shifts like he would like want one of your players to do, but they're actually trying him out in different places in the ice. And like this story came up too, where they were like having him give center a shot at, like, that's what they were talking about, like during dev camp and stuff, or like in the summer, like those comments came out. And like every once in a while with Metallurg, he's playing center. And today was the first time I think he was playing. I think he may have had one other game where he was their second line center. And that was another game that he played really well too. But the exact year that we were hoping he would have after the coaching change in Metallurg, and just like a year where he really couldn't have played any less than he did, and get fucked over any harder than he got fucked over last year. And it's good just because, like, not only is it good just to see him playing, but just the fact that he's producing. Because I mean, the big concern was like not just this like last season, but his entire draft year, it was the same thing or worse. And you're sitting there wondering, like, okay, 1 year, it's one thing if it's like 1 year where there's just like constantly getting benched for no fucking reason. I don't know why the cage. I still have no idea why the KHL does this. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. But like having that happen 1 year, that's one thing. But like 2 years in a row at like 17 years old, 18 years old, that's when you really have to start wondering, like, okay, this is when it becomes real. Like he may have, like his development could have got him like maybe stunted now at this point. But now that he's just getting a shot, like he's playing well, he's getting rewarded with points, and he's doing it in different positions on the ice, where now you're looking at another kid who's got just insane upside when he comes over to the NHL. But now he's got experience playing center, playing wing. He's already a very good defensive forward too. Like he's not just the stereotypical like super high ceiling pick who's all offense. He already has an advanced defensive game. Like he's a very smart player. Reliably kills penalties for Metallurg too. So again, another kid, one of my favorite prospects that we have in Minnesota. And like I remember the couple months before that draft, it was like pretty much confirmed that he was not like gonna go as early as he should have. So I was like, oh, this is the perfect kid for Minnesota. And then it happened on draft day. I was very excited. But he looks great. And it's hard to even call it a bounce back year when he didn't even have a shot. Like, you know what I mean? Like every time I go to say bounce back, I'm like, well, I mean, he didn't even get a chance last year, so I don't even know how to call. Like, you know what I mean? It like bounce back almost just sounds like, well, he played a lot, but he played like shit last year. No, he just didn't let him play.
Just didn't play.
All right, we have one more guy.
We're done.
We have half. Sorry, we have half a guy left. Because who knows if he ever comes back. Dude, Vlad Firstov can't stop ripping it off at the KHL, and it is so annoying now. And also, again, outrageously funny that he played one AHL game, said fuck this, and immediately goes back to the KHL and just starts ripping it. It's so funny to me. But I will say, though, one thing he is guilty of, a lot of those cookies are coming on the power play. Like, a lot of them. But
you know what I hate? People that can score on the power play. Just like the Wild.
We don't like that here.
No,
we don't like that here. But first off, he's doing his thing. Like, if he ever comes back, who knows? I'll say, we have to say, like, we can't actually rule it out, but I mean, you want to talk about leaving a sour taste in GM's mouth. Like when he goes to like, oh, look at that, we're about to lose your rights, or like we have to sign you or whatever. It's like, oh, I remember that time you played like less than 15 minutes, the one AHL game. You called your agent, said, fuck off, I'm going back to Russia. I remember that, you son of a bitch. But we'll see what happens. But dude, he just looks, and that Torpedo team is legit. And they've got that 6'7" Salayev kid who's gonna go pretty high in this draft. I think probably. It's so he is.
Think
players
Chara,
like him. players like him legitimately like completely break your brain when you're trying to just evaluate the prospect, like trying to evaluate that defenseman, because what's crazy is he isn't really doing anything different or playing any differently that he always has. It just somehow is everything is working like all the time. And I will say he can fucking move for a big boy. Like not just a good skater for his size, but a legit solid skater.
A legit skater who happens to also have size.
Yeah. And like the IQ is the hockey IQ is, it's not there, but that's when it completely breaks your brain trying to evaluate a prospect. Is like, oh, but we're really gonna pass up on this super skilled, like very good skating 6'7" fucking left shot defenseman. I don't think so, because like that's a guy, even if he didn't defend well at all or his hockey IQ isn't there, it's like, well, look what he's doing, dude. Like, how can you pass up on the upside? So, but that team's crazy. They're a very fun, obviously, very fun team. But it's hard to spend a whole lot of time doing Vlad Firstov stuff, just knowing
it ain't happening.
Yeah.